use violent means to achieve this, and the use of illicit arms. That is why, after a broad consultation with the Ghana Police Service, the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons, and our security agencies, traditional leaders, religious organizations, and civil society, the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has resolved to declare a gun amnesty, a bold and compassionate initiative to reduce illicit firearms in our country. The gun amnesty program is a window of grace. It offers every law-abiding Ghanaian who holds an unregistered or illicit firearm the opportunity to surrender it without fear of interrogation or arrest or even prosecution. From the 1st of December 2025 to the 15th of January 2026, any person who voluntarily hands over such weapons at designated collection point will be commended, not condemned. You will be recognized as a patriot, contributing to the peace and safety of our nation. But let me be clear, when this amnesty period ends, the law will take its full course. The Ghana Police Service and all security agencies will intensify operations to recover.
Of applause. Also, Dr. Adam Bona, Executive Secretary for Small Arms. Oh no, he is. Sorry. Please, let's give Honorable Adam Bona a round of applause. Also next to him is COP Mr. Daniel Efriye, Director General, Private Security Organizations, who is also representing the IGP. So we also have here of Interior and representatives from the various agencies that are under his leadership. And his purpose here is one, to give us a briefing on the state's Declaration of Gun Amnesty and other measures to reduce illicit arms in the country. So without further ado, I'm going to invite the Honorable Minister, the Honorable Muntaka Mohammed, to please come up stage and deliver the briefing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my sister, Shamima Muslim. Ladies and gentlemen, I also got some education today. There's no way I could have believed that the Information Service Department is the oldest civil service department in the country. It's good to always learn. And that's why I'm very happy to always come here to make whatever pronouncement the Minister of Interior has. So you'll be seeing more of us, and we want to also take the opportunity to thank you sincerely for the warm reception anytime we are here. The Chief Director, Minister of Interior, representative of the Inspector General of Police, the Director General of Prisons, the Director General of Narcotics Control Commission, and other senior security agency heads here, the board members of the National Arms Commission, Small Arms and Light Weapons Commission, the Executive Secretary of the National Commission for Small Arms and Light Weapons, directors from the Ministry of Interior, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, I address you today with a deep sense of duty and urgency. Across our beloved nation, illicit arms have infiltrated our homes, workplaces, social gatherings, and even our schools, and unlawfully held are fueling armed robbery, violent disputes, chieftaincy and land conflict, and domestic violence. They turn minor disagreement into bloodshed and pit communities against each other. They rob us of fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters, lives that should be shaping the future of our country, Ghana. Let us not deceive ourselves. Every illicit firearm in circulation is a silent threat. It may lie hidden in a cupboard, under a bed, or buried in the bush, but at any moment, it can destroy life and families forever. We cannot continue to bury our loved ones while the tool of violence remain unchecked. The statistics is not looking good at all. In 2024 alone, there were 1,219 reported robbery cases, and 552 murder cases. As of July this year, the statistics from the CID and the Ghana Police shows that half of the year alone, we've already had over 600, and the exact number is 628 cases of armed robbery and 340 cases of murder. Use violent means to achieve this, and the use of illicit arms. That is why, after a broad consultation with the Ghana Police Service, the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons, and our security agencies, traditional leaders, religious organizations, and civil society, the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has resolved to declare a gun amnesty, a bold and compassionate initiative to reduce illicit firearms in our country. The gun amnesty program is a window of grace. It offers every law-abiding Ghanaian who holds an unregistered or illicit firearm the opportunity to surrender it without fear of interrogation or arrest or even prosecution. From the 1st of December 2025 to the 15th of January 2026, any person who voluntarily hands over such weapons at designated collection point will be commended, not condemned. You will be recognized as a patriot, contributing to the peace and safety of our nation. But let me be clear, when this amnesty period ends, the law will take its full course. The Ghana Police Service and all security agencies will intensify operations to recover. Those who refuse this generous offer will be treated as criminals, and the consequences will be firm and uncompromising. Additional measures that we have taken so far are the following measures we accompanied to ensure lasting impact. The following measures will accompany the gun amnesty: a 6-week amnesty, which is from the 1st of December to the 15th of January. Suspension of issuing new firearms permits for importation and sales during this amnesty. So those who want to venture into the business and want to have new licenses, they will have to wait until after this period. Temporary ban on the use of firearms in traditional celebration. And this is something that is so important to us. We've engaged all our regional ministers, and we've tasked our regional ministers to get all our regional House of Chiefs and our opinion leaders and chiefs to know, whilst this amnesty lasts, it doesn't really matter whether what you have is licensed or not. We just want to silence the gun in these 6 weeks. So during funeral, during festivals, all the celebration, we just don't want to see any gun there. And we are putting in very vigorous measures. And we don't want to have any confrontation with any traditional authority. Please bear with us and let us be able to streamline these illicit arms that are in our hands. Many of us will attest to the fact. We all know that it is this gunpowder that we usually use at celebration. Today, at these celebrations, you see pump action, you see pistols. In some instances, we even see AK-47 and G3s being bundled at funerals, as other ceremonies. We are saying that during these 6 weeks, it doesn't really matter whether it is gunpowder, whatever it is. Please bear with us and observe the ban, because we are going to enforce this vigorously, and we do not want to have any confrontation with any traditional authority. Firearms usage during the festival. Beyond the amnesty period, we want to engage the traditional authorities. Yes, we know they have their massacre and those who normally fire this gun. They must be trained and taught how to use this, so that we do not see the kind of accident that we see during this celebration by these gunmen who usually accompany our traditional authorities. So we want to engage them, and then we'll put in measures that all of us will agree, where every person within the palace that's supposed to be wielding these gunpowders and what have you will be trained and shown how to use it so that we keep us public safety, we keep the public safety. Enhance border security to prevent armed trafficking. Some of the things that we are doing, we'll be acquiring weapon detection systems where it will no longer just be metal detectors and set with bare hand, but we'll use sophisticated gadgets to make sure that there will be stops and you'll just be asked sometimes pass through with your vehicle, and then when a gun is detected, then a search will be done. But these are after the amnesty. Joint security operations post-amnesty to retrieve illicit weapons and prosecute offenders. Intensify sweeps and search in criminal hotspots and known criminal networks. Preparation so far, we have laid the groundwork for success through technical planning meetings to coordinate the gun amnesty, consultative engagement with regional ministers, like I mentioned earlier, chiefs, ambassadors, armed dealers, and opinion leaders. Public sensitization campaigns to raise awareness, and this will be doing very vigorously before the 1st of December, and this is where we'll be calling on media owners. We are planning a meeting with you to come on board. This is a responsibility that all of us must share its weight, and we'll be very grateful when we invite you. You'll come and share your thoughts, your experience, and help us to be able to implement this thing very well with the public sensitization. Training of amnesty officials to uphold professionalism and integrity. Fellow countrymen and women, this amnesty is not a showpiece. It is not a witch hunt. It is a life-saving initiative. Every firearm surrendered is one less tool of destruction, one less weapon in the hands of criminals, and one more step towards a peaceful Ghana. I call upon our chiefs, elders, pastors, imams, opinion leaders, community associations, and the media to amplify this message. Encourage your communities to surrender illicit arms. Let us build a culture of dialogue, not violence, of safety, not fear. Ghana's destiny is too precious to be stolen by bullets. Our children deserve playgrounds, not battlegrounds. Our families deserve laughter, not funeral. And our beloved nation deserves peace, not gun violence. Let us seize this moment of national decision. Let us disarm not only our homes, but our hearts. Let us reaffirm that Ghana is a land of peace and a beacon of stability in Africa, and a nation where every life is sacred. Together, let us silence the gun for our safety, for our children, and for our future. Guns down, Ghana up. Thank you so much, and may God continue to bless our homeland, Ghana.
Guns down. You are listening. Guns down. Guns down. Thank you very much indeed. That is wonderful. We need to prevent before Ghana heads the direction of other nations that are now dealing with the scourge of gun violence. So we would open the floor now and take a number of questions. So please, if you have a question, come forward. Where's the second mic? And your name, your media house, please, and then straight to your question. Yes.
What happens to those who have acquired the arms genuinely for their self-protection or other things? You know, like institutions who are using their security services to protect their properties and as it were, their installations and other things. Do you follow this? I want to find out from you. And then the chiefs and the elders and who, you know, there are some traditional authorities, whatever they do, must necessarily be accompanied by those connections. Unfortunately, like we're saying, some of them are misusing the practice. So, how is the balance going to be struck? Is it going to be a total ban, or maybe a limit can be put to that?
TV. My question is, we are now tracking, and you're asking those that have the guns to, bring them, voluntarily. How about those manufacturing, the traditional local manufacturers, the blacksmiths and all those people? What measures are you also putting in place to end that? Then again, the importers. Right now you're looking at those already inside. How are those coming in? What measures are you putting in place to stop them as well?
Well, on 1st December, the 6 weeks, we are not going to be licensing any new person who wants to come on board, because we want to be able to take stock of those that we already know have license to be dealers. So that we are currently in the ministry digitalizing almost everything that we are doing. I'm sure in the next few weeks we'll come and even talk about the digitalization process and where we are here. We want to make sure that everything is on our record, so that even as ordinary citizens, you can go to the buy this gun, or this person who is purported to sell this gun to me is see a certified person authorized by the ministry to even sell what he's selling to me. The gun that he's trying to sell to me, you should be able to have its record and its numbers, because what we are trying to do is that we want to make it possible so that every single gun that you import into our country, the serial numbers should be on the Ministry of Interior's website. So that when you are buying, you can cross-check to be sure that this one is certified before you even buy and try to license it. So yes, in the 6 weeks amnesty period, we are not going to allow new persons who will bring in what we call application to the ministry, who will ask them to wait until after the amnesty for it to be processed. Now, with the local, I have a view. Even though when we meet, sometimes our own officers say, are you sure you want to do that? I say yes, because I believe that even our brothers and sisters in the Europe and America, they started the way our people started with the blacksmith and all that. I said, come forward and register. Just come forward and I will grant you the license. Because I want to be able to know that you are manufacturing, this is what you are manufacturing, so that we can take you through and probably even improve what you are doing. If for nothing, we can be using them for training. But I want to know them, let them come forward, and we'll give them the license and register them. But obviously that will be after the amnesty period. If you don't, whatever it is, whether it's a shotgun or whatever, that's an illegal activity. That's an illicit gun that you are manufacturing, and obviously we'll have to deal with you. The other question that was asked has to do with our revered chiefs and the part of the tradition. Part of the tradition is that when the chief comes out, you have to be hearing gunshots and all those things. We are saying that our plea with them, and which we have done through our regional ministers, is that please, we want to be able to take stock of what we are doing. So, like where I'm born, we say, you cannot be taking those stock whilst this activity are going on. That's why we are making a special appeal to our traditional rulers. That for that 6 weeks, can we get a silence so that we all take stock and be able to review what we are doing? Then during that period, where you are a chief in this information service department, you are a chief here. We want to know how many persons do you usually use for this activity when there's ceremony. Maybe there are 5. Let us know. What is their background? Do they have any criminal background? Because anybody who steps forward to come for license, one of the things that we do is that we check your background and see, are you the type that we can sleep when you are holding a gun? What is your criminal background? What work do you do? What school did you go? What profession are you in? Why do you even need it? So those that you use in the palace, we need to be able to do the background check and be able to train them. Because it's one thing having the arm, the other thing is knowing how to use it. So we then train them, we'll agree to train all of them so that we know that when you go to every chief palace, these are the certified persons who are to fire, so that you always use them. If anybody tries to use their arms when he or she is not trained and certified by the ministry, that person will be committing an offense. So that's what we'll be doing with the traditional authority, and we hope that it goes very smoothly and they understand that, because we know anytime they are in the palanquin, they want to be hearing the gunshots. But for these 6 weeks, we are making a special appeal to them that help us to keep all of us safe. Because we've seen in many instances where during these ceremonies, unfortunately, people get hurt. People even get killed accidentally. I don't think they get happy, our chiefs get happy if people get hurt coming together to celebrate or get killed at celebration. So we hope that they will cooperate with us. With the private individuals, like you're saying, yes, there are so many arms in our citizens' hands. And one of the things that we realize as a loophole, if you are going to license, say, a sidearm, what we call pistol, it's only the Minister for Interior who have to authorize and give you the go-ahead to be able to have it. So, and the Minister of Interior, what the Minister does is that you apply, the Minister gets NIB, that's National Investigative Bureau, or the CID, the Criminal Investigation Department of the Police, Ghana Police Service, to do a background check on you to ascertain whether you truly deserve to have the sidearm. When they do all the background checks, they report to the Minister saying that, oh yes, Honorable Taylor is a decent member of Parliament for his constituency, this is his profession, he has no any violent record. If he holds the sidearm, it will be safe and he will not abuse it. Then the Minister, on the basis of this recommendation, the Minister then authorized that you'll be allowed to keep the gun. And then the CID will now take you through your fingerprint, they will take the gun, its license and all this and record. All this process we are trying to now digitalize. But there's a very dangerous one that, in my view, we've left for a very long period of time. That's the pump action. The pump action is not the police to be able to do, especially the CID. And that is where we think there's a massive abuse. Because it looks like what the race is simply about who sells more. So the people just get the pump action, they go to the police just register them. And I'll give you an example. Myself, I had a pump action. That was, if you remember some years back, there was this violent activity in Aswansi where in the day afternoon, young guys would just block the streets and be misbehaving. So the assembly took steps to get me, the MP, and the MC, the pump action. So we went through the police and then it was registered. Then I started to test the system. I went further to try to register another pump action in my name, and it was registered for me, showing that there's no proper record keeping to indicate that you already have a pump action. Why do you need a second one? When I became a minister, there was a security person who wrote wanting to have personal sidearm. And I asked, you are a security, I don't want to mention the agency where the person is. And I cross-checked from the person's boss. Is he not giving an official sidearm? He said there's an official sidearm. Why will you need another sidearm when there's an official sidearm with you? I declined to authorize it. We are trying to digitalize all this so that it will minimize the human interference as much as possible. I know they say garbage in, garbage out, but the challenge is that if we digitalize it, from my office I can sit and see what is happening across the country. The IGB can cross-check, the Director General CID can check. So it's not left with only the unit at the CID to be managing order. All of us can see who is registering what, at what rate, at what is being registered. So one of the things that we are trying to improve with our digitalization is that you don't need to walk all the way from, say, you should be able to do it online, and we should be able to ask you to go to the nearest CID office for your fingerprint and all those checks, without necessarily having to travel to Accra. So these are the things that we are doing. But those who already have, interestingly, if I give you a license to hold a sidearm on December 30th, January 1st, it expires. You have to register it again. If I give you permit on 30th December to own a sidearm, 31st, on 1st January, it expires. You have to renew it again. So 1st is the deadline, 31st is the deadline for anybody holding any sidearm. So what we are going to do, so that's why we targeted the 6 weeks to overlap this period. So that if, for example, you have your sidearm that is legitimately licensed, by the close of 31st, it has expired. And you have still 15 days within the amnesty period to make sure that you regularize it. And this time, when you come forward, it gives us an opportunity to take your details and put it into the system so that we can, even with a simple Ghana card, when we find a gun, and we look at the serial number, we should be able to even trace it to your Ghana card. With your Ghana card, we should be able to swipe it and say that, oh, Muntaka, yes, this is Ghana card, this is his age, this is his that, he stays here. Oh, he also owns a gun, because we make sure that we link the gun that you'll be holding with your Ghana gun. So these are some of the things that we are going to put in the measures during the amnesty, and beyond the amnesty. Now we will now be able to say, when the police stop, or when the team stop, or during soup and they set you, and say, oh, this my gun is licensed, there and then they'll be able to certify whether it's a truly licensed or not licensed gun, and then they'll be able to deal with it. Thank you very much.
My name is Raf from Gold Coast team. I want to ask, is this exercise only focused on guns? Because we have people that use knives, cutlass as also a threat to humans. So is it focused on only guns? And also, I want you to specify on this. Can anyone walk into a shop that is authorized to sell gun and buy a gun? Thank you.
And out, which sport are they to submit the guns? If someone is in, let's say, Ashanti region, is there a location where the person can go? That is the first question. Then second,